And welcome, everybody. Welcome to GHTR, Talk of the Lake Shores. And here we are. I'm just here. And I got some stuff that I'm going to talk about real quick here. And there has been some changes in the radio station. It's not going to be, like balls to the wall, freaking crazy like it used to be. Almost, it's going to be the same, but not quite 100% the same. But a lot of changes in our lives. It's actually happened. So here's the deal. A lot of people I've been, I run a ministry channel too. And I like to keep things very positive on those channels. I like to talk about certain things. But I also try to stay away from the political side. Now, you guys should know me by now, but way back in the day, I used not to be left or right. And to this day, I still ain't left or right. Honestly, the world, the people, the politicians who are running our country are bleeding us dry. They don't care, and they control us, and that's just the way it is. We are under their control, and there's nothing we can do about it. We can vote them out. We can do this. We can do that. We can do all these things that you think you can do, but at the end of the day, we can't. And that's the sad part. This is the sad part that bothers me the most, is because no matter how you look at it, no matter what you do, no matter how you just wrap it up in a nice little package, it always comes down to be like, this is crap. The whole thing is crap, and there's nothing that we can do about it. And when I say there's nothing we can do about it, it's because we've lost our control. We don't have no control of our government no more. I know I'm like one of those people who don't believe it, but it's true. It's absolute truth. And it's really sad, because this is a great country. No matter how you look at it, this country is just like fantastic. And I love this country. I love everything about this country. And every day I want good things. But man, here's where it got it for me. And you're going to just have to sit back, and you're going to have to just listen to this, because this is the truth. Here's what got it for me is I'm getting up towards retirement, and I never, a few years back, I never really cared how much money I was going to get during retirement. I have, my retirement, stuff in place and certain things. I just didn't think about it. And then, so just recently I've been looking at the plan. You got to start planning for this stuff. You just can't wait for it. You have to plan for it. And if you don't plan for it properly, things are not going to go the way that you want them to go. Not at all. And so I started looking into it. And I dove hard and heavy into this. And I come to find out that all the money that I put into Social Security over the years, all this money that I had put away over the years, everything that I had, just everything I had, everything. And I only get like a small, not even a third of what I'm supposed to get per month. Now, here's how I think about it that way, though. So they say your average lifespan is 75. That's the average. Okay. Man, 75. I'm 61 right now. Going to be 62 in October. And here's the thing. How many years I got to be on this earth, according to what their estimate is? Not very much time. So if I wait till I'm 78 or 70 years old to retire, I'm not going to be able to enjoy my retirement. No, guess who gets that money? The government gets that money. The politicians get that money, everything. And it blew my mind. And so I dove harder and deeper into this rabbit hole of unjust, and come to find out that, okay, so if I retire at 62, I get penalized. If I retire at age like, by the time I retire, am I going to be eligible to retire at 65? And if I'm able to retire at age 65, am I going to get my full benefits? What I need to get. So what they said is like, well, there's so many like things you have to jump over. Retired people shouldn't have to do this. I'm telling you, retired people shouldn't have. They got so many rules in place just to watch over you. Just to watch over you. If you make a penny more than then it gets taxed or whatever the case may be, a penny more. Just that. What's going to happen? What's going to happen is you're going to get penalized. You're going to get this. You're going to get that. That's why I'm all for getting rid of the IRS. The IRS does us no good. What we need is we need to have a certain amount of our money put into our retirement fund. I personally, it's like I told my granddaughter. Well, I told my son to tell my granddaughter that starting now, she needs to open up like a portfolio and start putting money away. 20-30% of your pay, just put into this account all the time and don't touch it. Make it so you can't touch it or whatever you want to do. And I said, by the time you retire, you will have more money than you care to shake a stick at. And I'm serious. There's been studies that have been done where people who have worked all their lives and all the money that they put away, that they pay taxes and they pay Social Security and all this other crap. I mean, you're paying Social Security and you're paying state tax. You're paying, the list goes on. So the thing about it is what I'm trying to say is we could do better. And the only way we can do better is by teaching our children how to do what our parents tried to do for us. And what did our parents try to do for us? Our parents tried to make it possible for us to have a future. And that future was pretty big. And that's the way it should be. I think our future should be bright. I think that when we retire, we should be able to retire at age 62 with full benefits, full medical, everything, and enjoy the rest of our life as we have it. I think that, honestly, if every retiree was to get $4,500 a month, everybody gets the same amount, $4,500 a month. They get that amount of money. And instead of paying it once a month, have it twice a month. But you know how the government works. But anyway, do you know how much more that will help people who retire? And they won't struggle. They won't struggle with their bills. They won't struggle with their medical, their pills, and all this other stuff. See, that's what got me. That's what brought me into this. And so now when you start thinking about this stuff, you start thinking about retirement. So one of the things I did is I decided I'm going to take money and I'm going to invest it into a van. And I'm going to take and convert that van into a van that if I had to live out of, I could live out of it. So I'll never be homeless. And that is one of the biggest things, because I looked at the cost of living, what the cost of living would be when like you can, there's a tool that you can get online. You can go in there and you can say this is how much money I make per month. This is how much I'm going to be making per month. When I retire, this is what my Social Security is going to be per month. And here's all my bills that I have right now. Now, I don't have a lot of bills. I don't have a lot of debt at all. I have very little debt. I think I have under $3,000 in debt. And that to me is great. But what I'm trying to say is that if you really want things to work in your favor, like I said, it's just like we can't do anything about it. But if they abolish the IRS and we get rid of those taxes, we're still going to have to put money away towards Social Security. So why not increase that? And I would love to sit in front of our president or anybody who would have any kind of influence and say, here, I'm a normal guy. This is what I have to look forward to. See, people who have money don't worry about it. People who don't have money will struggle. Matter of fact, I can see people who I know very well might end up homeless. As a matter of fact, statistical numbers, and you can look this up, within 10 years, statistical numbers are going to come up, and what those statistical numbers are going to show that get this, 30% of people who retire will end up living with their kids or living in like with roommates and stuff who aren't married and all this stuff. I'm talking about people who are married or unmarried. It doesn't matter if you got a wife and you and your wife both retire and all that stuff. The money, you might think that there's enough money coming in to pay the bills, but at a certain point in life, it's not going to be that way. So with the inflation being as high as it is right now, I don't see the inflation coming down. We have to go up. Our pay has to go up. We have to go up in price. I personally would like to see a 17% increase on my pay, only because then that compensates for where inflation is right now. And I think that's the way everybody should get it. Our employers are, they know what they're doing. Our wages never change, yet the economy goes up. It's like, I could tell you, like, from experience, I remember at one time I was bringing home $190 a week to live off from. And then I look at some of my dad's paychecks back when he was before that. My dad was making a lot less money and supporting a family of six. No, one, two, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, six. A family of six. And in a house, paying the bills, having food. My mom worked, so that brought in money too. But what I'm trying to say is today, in today's world, two people have to work, and they have to contribute to the house. They have to contribute to the bills. But see, then what happens is a lot of these young kids and stuff, what they do exactly what they shouldn't be doing, and what they shouldn't be doing is they shouldn't be overspending. They shouldn't be taking money and overspending it. And that's what you don't want to do. So I think it's really important. This is just one of the things that we're going to be talking about on a lot of these shows. And I really hope you guys, share and like and get this out here. And if you have any show ideas, send it our way. If you want to be a guest on the show, just email us and we'll look at it and see what we can do. All right. You guys have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.